Dominique Malonga just did something that stopped the entire basketball world in its tracks. And if you're a Caitlin Clark fan, you need to pay very close attention. This 6'6" monster from Cameroon didn't lay it up. She didn't finger roll it, she threw it down, with one hand, in traffic, and the arena lost its mind. She's 20 years old, she already has an Olympic silver medal. Vince Carter, the greatest dunker who ever lived, saw the clip and posted 3 words: easy hops. Because this woman is coming to the WNBA this summer with a vengeance, and Clark has to face her. Last season as a rookie, she averaged 12.5 points and 6.5 rebounds off the bench in her final 17 games. She shot almost 60% from the floor, off the bench, and she was 19 years old. But that's not why the WNBA should be terrified. Let me show you why. That's not my nickname for her. That came from Tony Parker. The Tony Parker, 4-time NBA champion. He's the president of the French club where Malonga started her career at 15 years old. And when Parker watched her play, he said she reminded him of Victor Wembanyama. Now think about that for a second. Wembanyama is the most terrifying player the NBA has seen in a generation. 7'4", moves like a guard, blocks everything in sight. Parker looked at Dominique Malonga and saw the same thing. Here's what makes Malonga different from any big the WNBA has seen in years. She doesn't just stand in the paint and wait for the ball. She runs. She sprints the floor like a 6'6" deer. She gets out ahead of guards on the fast break. She finishes at the rim with either hand, and then she gets back on defense and swats your shot into the third row. In Unrivaled right now, she's averaging over 15 points and nearly 10 rebounds a game against the best players on earth at 20 years old, playing on a team with Paige Buchers. And Malonga is the one dunking. Brittney Griner dunked in Unrivaled last season, and that was a massive deal. Malonga just did it in her first year. She's not the future. She's the right now. Now here's where this gets personal for Indiana Fever fans. Caitlin Clark is coming back. After a 2025 season where injuries kept her to just 13 games, groin, then ankle, Clark is healthy, she's training with Team USA, and she's got something to prove in 2026. But so does Dominique Malonga. And the Seattle Storm are on Indiana's schedule. Here's the problem for Clark. We all know what she does best. She pushes the ball, she creates space, she gets to the basket. But we also know what gives her the most trouble: length, long arms, players who can recover and meet her at the rim. Malonga is 6'6" with a wingspan that makes her look even bigger. She moves her feet. She doesn't just stand there and hope, she tracks you down. And when Clark drives into the paint at Climate Pledge Arena, Malonga will be waiting. And here's the thing nobody is talking about. Malonga was the number 2 pick in the entire 2025 draft. She's not a role player. She's not a project. The Storm are building around her. And in her second year, with an unrivaled season of confidence behind her and a dunk on her highlight reel, Malonga is going to walk into that Fever matchup and treat it like a statement game. Because every young star in this league wants to be the one who shuts down Caitlin Clark. That's the fastest way to make a name for yourself. And Malonga? She doesn't need to outscore Clark. She just needs to meet her at the rim one time. One poster, one moment, and the internet will never forget it. Now let me tell you where this story really starts, because the backstory is as incredible as the basketball. Dominique Malonga was born in Yaoundé, Cameroon. Both of her parents played basketball. Her father went on to become a doctor. From the time she could walk, the game was in her blood. She moved to France, and at just 15 years old, she signed a professional contract with Asvel Feminine in Lyon. 15. Most American players are barely thinking about varsity at that age. She was going up against grown women in a professional league. Think about it this way. When Lisa Leslie became the first woman to dunk in a WNBA game back in 2002, it changed the sport. People still talk about that moment 20-plus years later. Malonga dunked in an official game in France in October 2024, the first French woman ever to do it. And she was 18. She didn't wait for the WNBA. She did it in Europe first. Lisa Leslie had to wait until she was 30. Malonga did it before she could legally drink. Then came the 2024 Paris Olympics. Malonga was the youngest player on the entire French national team, 18 years old, on the biggest stage in the world, in front of her home country. And she wasn't alone. Her current Storm teammate Gabby Williams was right there with her on that French squad. France won the silver medal, and Malonga played in the gold medal game. Imagine that. You're 18. You're playing for your country in the Olympics, in Paris. You come home with a silver medal around your neck, and then the WNBA comes calling. Seattle took her second overall in the 2025 draft, and here's where most rookies would struggle. New country, new language. She speaks French natively and has said adjusting to English 24/7 was the hardest part. No college system to ease the transition, just straight into the best league on the planet. At least she had Williams in the locker room, someone who speaks the language, knows the culture, and already went through the same adjustment. The Storm's coach, Noelle Quinn, was smart about it. She didn't throw Malonga into the fire right away, 9 minutes a game. Let her learn, let her watch, and then, after the All-Star break, Quinn unleashed her. In her final 17 games, 12.5 points on nearly 60% shooting, 6.5 rebounds. She became the youngest player in WNBA history to record a double-double, the youngest to reach 100 career points, the youngest to post a 20-10 game. She set a Storm franchise record with 3 20-point games off the bench. And when the playoffs came, in her very first postseason game, she put up 12 and 11 against the Las Vegas Aces. Her second game, 11 and 10 with a game-deciding three-point play in the final 30 seconds. At 19 years old, in the playoffs against Vegas. So where does this go from here? Right now, Malonga is tearing up Unrivaled. 21 points and 8 rebounds in the game where she dunked, playing alongside Paige Bueckers on a Breeze team that looks dangerous, getting reps against the best players alive in a system designed for exactly her kind of athlete. Up-tempo, physical, nowhere to hide. When the 2026 WNBA season tips off, Malonga won't be coming off the bench wondering if she belongs anymore. She'll be coming in with a full season of experience, an unrivaled campaign under her belt, and the kind of confidence that only a 20-year-old who just dunked on national television can carry. The last time the WNBA saw a young player develop this fast, it was Candace Parker. And Parker won MVP in her second season. Aja Wilson is proof the league still rewards that kind of trajectory. Dominant young talent that just keeps climbing. Malonga has the tools. She has the athleticism. She has the international pedigree. The only question is whether the Storm give her the minutes. And if they do, watch out, Caitlin Clark. Watch out, Indiana. Because this 6'6", dunk-throwing, shot-blocking nightmare from Cameroon is not going away. She's getting better every single week. So here's my question for you. Is Dominique Malonga going to be the next MVP of the WNBA, or is she just a highlight reel? And more importantly, when the Fever play the Storm this season, is Caitlin Clark ready for what's waiting for her in the paint? Drop your answer in the comments. If you think Clark handles Malonga, type Clark. If you think Malonga puts her on a poster, type poster. Hit that subscribe button. I've got a lot more coming on the 2026 WNBA season. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's next.